2 of the paver lay after the debacle on Monday with the pavers not being delivered till 4 p.m. Here at 8:30 in the morning. Might look nice today, but it's 38 degrees in Florida. That is wicked cold, as they say up north. So anyway, we're here. We're gonna start unpacking these, and then we're going to lay them all down in here. And that's all we're doing today. Nothing crazy. And then hopefully tomorrow we start putting in the border. Or by we, I mean me today. I'm all by myself. So let's get going. Just a quick note, I'm just kind of laying pavers down right onto the pre-compacted stuff that was been here for 9 years, and there was really no point for me to rip it all out and start over, because you're not going to get it more compacted than 9 years of compaction basically. So I'm kind of working with what was already here, grading it a little bit from where it sank or it raised from roots and stuff, but pretty much just laying right down onto it. And it's pretty level. It's staying where it needs to be. A little bit of mallet work and they get in there, and you can see they're right on target. So there's really no point in me like redoing this from scratch. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing normally. You come in, you knock it down to the subgrade and bring in concrete fines 2 to 3 inches here in Florida, because we don't have a lot of freeze-thaw cycles, even though it's getting cold right now. But so you don't really use a lot of gravel and geotextiles and stuff underneath for water. And as long as you compact it real good, you really don't get much settling at all. And that's how we do things here in Florida versus up north. And so we're just gonna leave it as is and just make it as level as possible and get going. And that's how we keep the cost down on this. So client's happy, I'm happy, pavers aren't going anywhere. So back to work. I'm about 2.5 hours in, and this is what one pallet looks like. So from the door and the edge of the tree line there, the bush line, and then all the way over to the fence. So it's about 120 square feet on this pallet. So and that's all that's left. Just a couple broken bricks or scuffed up bricks that I didn't like. But there's your whole pallet. Just 3 more to go. All right, back to it. Day 2 in the books. We got almost 2.5 pallets. I started the 3rd pallet, but right on the money. Came out the border. We're gonna cut that off. There we go. We're gonna cut that off, put a border in there, and getting close. Just gonna finish up by the garage, move that wood stand, and then about a half a day's worth of work laying the rest of the pavers, and then we start cutting. But almost done. Another overcast day, but a little bit warmer, around 45. It's so cold for Florida. But anyway, we're at day 3 on the paver lay install, and today we're gonna bring out the big tools. I'm gonna drop chalk line, cut in a border right here from the edge of that wall all the way up to the edge of that wall, or yeah, little garden wall and fence. And then we're gonna get the rest of these pavers in and start cutting in the border, and the fun part's gonna be working around all this AC tubing and electrical. And I think I gotta get a new tool for that, to kind of like a door hole punch, but for brick, and get this all wrapped up today. Well, not wrapped up, but close to it. We got to cut in from the edge of the wall and the bricks. This is a quicker way, so you don't have to cut little pieces like this. So as you can see, it just goes right in there. It'll stay up when I get it in. So another little trick that I like to do is, I want my border now. So I'm gonna take this brick, put it right there on the edge, just like that. And then we're going to build out this section so it slightly overlaps that area, and then we're going to cut the same way that we just did. That way we have less cuts to do later, because otherwise you're cutting 1,000 pieces. So if you can lay it out and drop your chalk line again. This is 6 1/4, so we'll give it a little bit more wiggle room for the little notches right here. So 6 1/4 from edge to edge. So we'll just cut it a little fat so that it will sit in there without breaking the pavers or anything. It's sitting right there, 6 1/4. So we'll just take these pavers, plug them in. They need to go. So, and then because this paver, oh no, it fits. All right, that's good. You might have to cut a few here and there because it might actually end up overlapping and hitting this, but this one lays in perfect. So we'll just get these all in, and as you can see, when you put the brick up, you'll be cutting this line right here all the way down. So we'll just build that out, drop a chalk line again, and cut as many as we can in one go. On another note, you'll see a little trick to getting in so you don't have to cut so many pieces is this pattern goes, you know, long, and then it's supposed to be long there, but because it won't fit, I just put another 6x6 block in there. So it will cut right along that line, and you'll get your little tiny cut in there without having to measure and cut and possibly chop your fingers off on a table saw or something like that. And it's much easier. Now we don't have to make little micro cuts like that. Nice and straight. Just over 6 1/4. All the way down. No extra cutting. Now just remember, we're gonna cut it at a slight angle in. These were cut in at a slight angle that way. So then we can just drop the pavers right in as we go. And there we have it. Our border is cut in. No little tiny angle cuts. Just went in perfectly. I did, however, hack that one up, so I'm gonna have to recut that brick. But other than that, everything went in really, really well. I got all the pavers in to the big sections except for the borders. Tied it into the existing driveway and then cut our border line to transition between the old pavers and the new pavers. So that's a wrap for day 3. If you can, give me a follow, a subscribe, whichever platform it is. And not really making any money off of these videos. It's more about just teaching you guys and, you know, kind of showing you what I do in case you want to try it on your own, and things that I run into, and what eventually quality work looks like when you actually care about what you do and you want it to look good. So follow along, and I'll have many, many more episodes coming.